Welcome to CBT News with Shyann Malone.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Shyann Malone. On today's show, we have Matt Van Dyke, president of Shift Digital. But first, here's a look at today's top automotive industry stories. Well, the results are in. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety recently announced the updated 2024 Top Safety Pick Awards. The results may or may not surprise you. Hyundai is on the rise as a top performer, winning 16 awards collectively across its three brands, Genesis, Hyundai, and Kia. Congrats to them. And I should also point out this year, the Institute has raised the bar for the protection of backseat passengers and pedestrians. Lead the Charge, it's called. It's a global coalition of leading climate, environment, and human rights organizations, and it has released its second annual leaderboard report on the auto supply chain. The results indicate significant progress by American automakers in human rights, due diligence, and decarbonization. Ford topped that leaderboard with an overall score of 42%, followed by Mercedes at 40% and Tesla at 35%, yet Toyota and Honda do continue to lag behind. Honda may be lagging behind there, but it is pushing forward in the EV sector. Honda has recently unveiled its new 2025 Honda CR-V FCEV, a hydrogen fuel cell SUV with a range of 270 miles. How about that? This move affirms Honda's commitment to using hydrogen fuel cell technology in its vehicle lineup. And in Michigan, GM and Fuel Cell System Manufacturing have formed a joint venture to manufacture fuel cell modules for the compact crossover SUV. The vehicle will be available for lease in California later this year, so look out for that, even though the exact cost of it has yet to be released. And there are 2 recalls to report. According to the most recent National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Volkswagen is recalling more than 261,000 VW and Audi front-wheel drive vehicles to replace a defective suction pump, and Toyota is set to recall more than 280,000 pickup trucks and SUVs to fix an issue causing unexpected movement when vehicles are in neutral and brakes are not applied. And coming up next, we have Matt Van Dyke, president of Shift Digital. He's here to discuss how the organization's latest digital shopper study turned out and pick out highlights for us. Stick around for that.
CBT News is expanding its reach like never before and is launching in over 70 million broadcasting households. Whether you have Roku, Apple TV, or a mobile device running on Android or iOS, you can now enjoy our engaging, in-depth interviews with dealers, automakers, trade associations, best-selling authors, motivational speakers, and so much more, whenever and wherever you are. Simply search CBT News in the App Store of your smart TV.
According to the study, I saw that sales leads, they actually decreased 7% year over year, but that wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Talk about that, because it kind of made room for more quality leads, right?
It did, and what we saw happen really was kind of a tale of the first 8 months of the year and then the last 4 months of the year in 2023. And when comparing the first 8 months of the year, it was comparing against a period of time when interest rates were low and availability was seriously compromised. But by the last 4 months of last year, compared to the last 4 months of 2022, that's when the economic environment changed, payments started rising. And so really at the end of last year, leads flattened out. But through the first 8 months of the year, they were down significantly. And those factors that you mentioned of people hunting for available inventory, that mostly went away. There's still a few brands and select segments where there's curtailed inventory, but for the most part, people aren't hunting for inventory. So the leads that were coming into dealers were more serious buyers, much higher quality, and dealers were able to close rate leads almost 25% higher year over year.
Wow. And then it also took a look at some of the response rates. What did you find there? And with that information, what do you recommend going forward?
Well, a couple things. One, the response time from dealers improved last year by 11%, which I think is a good thing. And I think there was a lot of probably laziness isn't too strong of a word in 2022. If you don't have vehicles to sell because you're sold out, then how hard are you going to chase down those customers? So That's a positive trend. And a quality response in a quick period of time is super important. And customer expectations are increasing. So as fast as you can respond with a quality response is really what a dealer needs to be focused on. And that sweet spot is between 20 and 40 minutes, potentially even higher expectations if it's a digital retailing lead. So those are a couple of the initial findings.
And be sure to watch this full interview right here at cbtnews.com. That does wrap up our show for today, but do join us again tomorrow morning on cbtnews.com. And remember, it is easy to stay up to date with the most recent news and trends influencing the retail automotive industry. All you have to do is follow us. We are on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. And now you can find us. CBT News is in over 70 million broadcasting households on Roku, Apple TV, Android, and iOS devices. Simply pick up your phone and search CBT News in the App Store on your smart device, and you can watch our programming whenever, wherever. I'm Shyann Malone. Thanks so much for watching. You have a good one.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.